And week 13 is done as well. Now this was very interesting, and the fact that it was an emotionally up and down week. So quick overview: Monday we did our combinations, but again we did a little bit of sparring and the end, which was fun for sure. On the Tuesday we had our fitness class, but on the Tuesday night, and this was really cool, we also had an actual MMA class that we're gonna have all the way up until our competition, and it's basically talking about how to work on specific MMA techniques. Like we worked a lot on the cage, how to get out of it, how to use the cage effectively, which was incredibly awesome. So Wednesday, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, both days, and again Thursday, another CrossFit conditioning class as well. And on the Friday, which was a massive treat for us, we had Richie, the guy who created Wim to Warrior, the founder of Wim to Warrior, in our gym teaching us. It was freaking awesome. So overview, emotionally has been up and down, as I mentioned, and it had for a few different reasons. It's when you're going through a journey, when you're doing especially a challenge, you are going to hit these moments where I'm really doing super well, and oh my god, I'm actually not doing that great. And like, you're gonna have these up and downs no matter what you do. But what I found super fascinating is that confirmation of that you want to make sure that you run your life on habits, not on motivation. Because like Zig Ziglar talks about the fact that motivation is like a bath where you recommend it every day, otherwise it wears off. And sometimes you just don't have the opportunity to really motivate yourself. You just don't have the ability to motivate yourself. You're not in the position, or you don't have the resources or the books or the videos or the music or the people to help you to get up. And sometimes it has to be you yourself getting yourself up and do something. I had a number of times during the week where my alarm goes off and I'm like, I really don't want to get up. I really just want to stay in. I feel super tired. I had to stay up a little bit later than I wanted to. I really don't want to get up. And I still got up because it now, for me, it's a habit. It's not a question of do I want to get up or not. It's I'm getting up. That's my habit. And even if I don't feel it, I still get up. Now, I did a couple of reasons for me to make sure that is a habit. For me, I got a sharp enough stick behind me to make sure that I do get up, which is getting into a cage and having an MMA competition. So, I have the reasoning for get up until it becomes a habit. So that's very important. Make sure that you have your motivation, your why behind when you are developing a habit, because once you got a habit, then it sticks with you. Because like we all had experiences, I know I should be doing this, but I'm doing that instead. I know I should be stopping this, but I just can't get myself to actually go into the direction I believe should be the way I need to go. It's because your habits, or what Bob Proctor talks about, your paradigms are not aligned where you want to go. So when you are rewriting your habits and rewriting your code, which is actually happening to me right now, I'm not only just working on my habits of waking up, but also how I view myself as a person, like increasing my strength, my mental endurance, my pain tolerance, but not just physically, but mentally as well. Being able to be willing to say no to things. And that's one of the greatest gifts of this challenge, is I have the opportunity to have those conversations where I'm not being a pushover anymore. I got the strength to actually stand up for myself. And that is valuable beyond belief. It's really, really awesome. Now, you need to make sure that you get your paradigms right. Like again, like if you put a big enough carrot or a sharp enough stick behind you when you're developing a habit, you're gonna have an opportunity to get over something called the terror barrier. Is when everything goes south, when you don't feel like doing things, when you don't feel like getting up in the morning, when you don't feel like going to training, when you don't feel like eating the way you need to eat. That's when those come into play to help you step over it. Because once you develop a habit and that's locked in within your system, even when you don't feel like it, you will still do them. The challenge is getting to the point where it's already developed, so you don't have to worry about that. So that was probably the biggest thing, is you can't run on motivation, you need to run on positive habits, which is pretty cool. Now on the Tuesday, for example, as I mentioned, like we learned a lot, and we gained a lot out of it, and like we had a really good conversation with the guy who was running that class, because he used to be an MMA fighter. He trains MMA fighters, and he talked about the fact that no matter what happens, you're gonna be feeling nervous, you're gonna feel off, and there's nothing wrong with losing. There's nothing wrong with losing if you gave it your all. You can't learn everything in the last days. You need to develop your habits as you are getting there. So when you're there, you know that, all right, I'm gonna go for it. Because the last thing you want to do in a challenge when it comes to this, but anything in life, is like, I could have done more. You want to say, I did everything I could, no matter what happens. That's so much more powerful. Now also talk about the Friday, how awesome that was, because Richie coming in and teaching us for an hour. Honestly, that was one of the quickest hours I ever had when it came to training. It just went like that. We worked on specifically sparring and standing up, but working on a hands movement so that it's not static, so it's obvious when we're punching, it's like, come and get it. It's like having that ready. And it made me realize what kind of factors I need to work on, developed a lot from there. Also on the Friday, that was kind of my getting out of my slump during the week. As I mentioned, like I was really low for some reason during the week, and I didn't really have a big reason, instead just for the fact that I felt really low. And sometimes as it happens, there doesn't always have to be a specific reason. So that life comes in waves. You just want to make sure that you're in a strong enough ship that you're not gonna capsize when you're on the lows. So that's probably the important part. So as we're going out, like I was getting much better, because during the week as I was doing my Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and doing my grappling, I felt like I'm getting submitted, I'm not able to move people, I'm not able to do this, X, Y, Z. And a Friday comes along and I'm able to do some throws. I'm able to control people, I'm able to move around, I'm able to take opportunities away. And just like in last week's video where I talked about like you need to be on a plateau, sometimes that plateau is longer than you like, but afterwards you just jump up and then you feel better, which is the important part. So it has been an incredible week. I'm very grateful for it. And probably the last thing I will leave is this. When it comes to this, like Richie told us something very important. He told us that you don't want to look at this as a fight. You want to look at this as a competition. Because by saying it's a fight and a competition, you get two different feelings. If you say this is a fight, you're holding on to the result of what's going to happen. If you say it's a competition, it's a little bit more relaxed and you can actually focus on you developing you better than just a fight as well. Now don't get me wrong, you want to make sure, like if you want to be a winner, you need to go in to win. Like no matter what you choose to do, it doesn't have to be martial arts, it doesn't have to be MMA. You need to go in to win. But you don't have to tear yourself through that. You can also enjoy it. And you also can allow yourself to grow from it and be relaxed where you need to be relaxed, but tense when you need to be tense and hard. So enjoy your week, have an incredible day, incredible week. I'll see you in the next video.